All right. Well, welcome everyone. Let me share my slides. Can everyone see the slides? Yes? Okay, good. All right. Well, welcome to this new event we're putting on, Neuro-Symbolic Wednesdays, or Wednesday. Today, we're just having an organizational meeting. The first talk will be next week. All right, so today I'm just going to explain what this is all about and also some larger picture stuff and really ask for your comments and suggestions. So, and really this is, and you'll see this is in response to a lot of feedback that we got. Essentially, many people wanted more after our summer school event. So you could say this is like a continuation of the summer school, except now it's every week. 52 weeks.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Could you please make it the full screen? It's not presentation mode still.
No?
No.
How about now?
Still not.
Ooh. Yeah, that I don't know what to do about.
Okay.
How about
Yeah, I think that button should work. No, it doesn't.
this one?
Yes, this usually it does.
Do that button. Yeah.
No.
No? Okay. Well, it's weird. I will. How about this?
It's not good as good. Could you do a under slideshow? Maybe there's a separate. And are you on a separate screen, Alex? Like, do you have a?
Oh, is this sharing my screen or the window?
It must be the window. Yeah. So, like, maybe if you unshare and reshare.
All right, we'll figure this out.
All right. Day one. It's okay.
Okay. What are you seeing now?
Same. And can you hit that presentation? Let's see what happens. Same. And did you do the same thing?
I did the same thing.
That did something.
Yeah?
Same for you, Olga?
Yes, I see it in the presentation mode now.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Looks good.
Okay. All right. Sorry about the glitch. Okay, so let me just, I'm not going to give the whole motivation for Neuro-Symbolic AI. I'll just do a couple slides. So for those of you who may be new to this, generally speaking, I think many people are concluding that something new is needed. Whatever it is, it's got to be a lot smarter, a lot safer, maybe a lot slimmer. So, and here's some now well-known statements from Jan LeCun, one of the creators of the neural network phenomenon. So I'll let you read this. Okay, but part of what he concludes, there's going to be another revolution of AI over the next few years. Many people are sort of looking to Neuro-Symbolic AI, which roughly is neuro plus symbolic. Say more generally than neuro, it's machine learning or statistical AI plus symbolic AI or classical AI. Somehow, and there's a cloud of ideas, many takes on how to do this plus, okay? And it's not clear exactly what it is, but generally there's a recognition that we need some of the best ideas from both going forward. Now, I'll just say a little bit about what this org is behind this. So our mission is to change the field of AI in those directions. And with Neuro-Symbolic AI as the hypothesis for how to do that, the Institute is a nonprofit. It is helped by its for-profit benefit corporation sister org, whose the benefit part is it serves the Institute's mission. If we're going to change the field of AI, it has to be done on two fronts, we feel, scientifically and commercially, to support that. Because a paradigm never doesn't really take until it's having the full impact it can have. All right, so research and education on the left, and commercial development primarily through open source on the right. And today we have folks from the Corp as well as the Institute helping. All right, so what is this all about? Neuro-Symbolic Wednesdays. It's basically a reading group format. So think of it as informal-ish, like a reading group. So now, being a reading group, we'll announce the next week's paper in advance. Everything's going to happen on the Discord channel. If you're not already on our Discord channel, then we'll show you how to get on it. But that's where we'll announce the paper. During the talk, that's where you can ask questions, is there. And then we'll also, of course, you can propose papers or volunteer to present a paper. So being a reading group, it's often whoever wrote the paper will present the paper, but not necessarily. So there will be classic papers, let's say, or other papers that someone may want to present. Now, if my suggestion, by the way, particularly for people who've already concluded or starting to conclude, as we have, Neuro-Symbolic is the future. If you think it's your future, and whether you're a new PhD student, developer, or data scientist, you really want to get into this, there's a lot to it, and there are a lot of different forms of Neuro-Symbolic, but also the concepts within each. You just have to, with each side, there's a lot. So I suggest just absorbing everything you can. As with the summer school, we're careful to curate things in such a way that we present a wide swath. And so I recommend absorbing and interacting and sharing also your knowledge with the group every week. This is actually what I did. This is how I learned about research. I just kind of sat in every seminar I could sit in when I was an undergrad, actually. Okay, so you'd just be surprised even if you're not following everything, especially if you're not following. It's important to kind of absorb. Now, and we will go all the way across the spectrum, Neuro-Symbolic, but also pure neuro and pure symbolic. You have to understand aspects, of course, deeply in both. That's what's hard about Neuro-Symbolic. Now, and I also encourage asking stupid questions. I will demonstrate, in fact, asking stupid questions myself. I like to ask stupid questions. Of course, the reality is they're not stupid questions in general. So this is a safe space. It's understood that nobody understands the whole elephant, and it's also understood many people will have your question. Okay, so even if you think some people will find it stupid, many people will not. So, okay, and so upcoming next week, we'll have Abu from Purdue, who's going to review. We're going to start kind of on the neuro side. He's going to review reasoning capabilities, studies, and analysis of just how well LLMs can reason. This has been a matter of some debate, and you've may have seen the famous Apple paper recently. So, and then we'll go a little bit back. It may be a semi-ancient history now, but many people have been curious about exactly what was in the DeepSeek paper that kind of rocked the industry. So Asim will take us through the DeepSeek paper. And this was interesting because of some efficiency gains shown in that paper. Then we won't have a meeting Thanksgiving week. Okay. And then we'll keep announcing, of course, papers that will be presented. Okay, and of course, we will have this time we will actually announce the date for the summer school pretty soon, long in advance. The summer school will tend to all the tutorial type stuff. We won't be having in these meetings. Those will be in the summer school proper. Also, some special guests. Those, like even some celebrities. I'll just give a little hint. Already sort of got lined up for the summer school, so that'll be exciting. It'll be in the second week of August. Now, also we're working on what we're calling the learning site, and that is a collection of all of the tutorials and research talks that we've ever had, which turns out quite a lot. So we're organizing that in to make it much more like a course, and ultimately it will be a course. These are some of our fine folks on our education committee. And so if you're interested in that, Neuro-Symbolic education and helping us make it an actual coherent course, then please let us know. Always looking for help there. Also, from time to time, we may hold workshops at conferences. Some of you were at our nuclear workshop at AAAI not long ago. So that's sort of luck of the gods whether any particular workshop proposal gets accepted. So may or may not, have one this year. But in general, some of us are always at different major conferences. So if you see us, say hi. I'll be at NeurIPS in San Diego, also AAAI. We tend to show up at NESI, News, and so on. Okay. Now, exciting part many of you have asked us about. So working with us. Apologies, by the way, we're a little behind on responding to emails, but we will respond. So we are starting to fund academics, students and profs. So how and what topics? Well, the how part is no application. Just dig in, just start working with us on something. And we have 5 or 6 research threads, a total of about 40 people working on different things. We have working meetings, weekly working meetings. We also have a general kind of overall meeting. So if you want to get involved, especially if you're, think this is your future, this kind of thing, and you Neuro-Symbolic AI research, you can email me. So these are the kinds of topics. So higher order and probabilistic logic, learning schemes, in particular, inductive logic programming, grammar induction, program synthesis, probabilistic programming, text. So think of future versions of the transformer, and so on, explainable models. We have a particular emphasis as far as use cases. We're not really focused on use cases in a way. We're more about fundamental research. However, medicine is a particular emphasis. So you may have seen our recent paper in Nature. So this is that was really some early work on a bigger effort. So you will see a lot more work in medicine coming out from us. So if you're interested in that, also images, particular things like VQA, visual QA, shape grammars, and this sort of thing, explainable vision models. Okay, actions, meaning sequential decision making. I have an emphasis starting on causal versions of RL and other kinds of neurosymbolic agents. You may have seen our work on robotics, was highlighted at the recent RSS. So, and we do a lot more theory maybe than many groups. So in particular, information theory / learning theory, mathematical logic. We're starting to get into category theory, renormalization, physics, and causal. Have a big thread on causal inference. Okay, and we'll mention more of this, but functional programming, compilers, databases, systems in general. Okay, so just mention a couple of our open source projects. We'll have more, and these themselves are quickly morphing into the next generation of these ideas. But these are things we're building out. Please,
Alex, sorry to interrupt. Just before we switch gears off of work, there were 2 questions from the audience. I think they both come from maybe YouTube.
Oh sure, yeah.
Just, one's about work, so I figured let's address it.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to read it? Or do you want... Okay. All right. So just in chronological order, I see, is there any specific neurosymbolic model that is considered state-of-the-art right now?
Oh.
That goes back a little bit.
Roughly no. So that's good news if you're a researcher. It means, at least in my opinion, there is nothing dominant. There's nothing, and the reason is, in my view, there's nothing that actually treats all of the, I will consider something kind of a good solution personally when it can address all of the outstanding issues that people are complaining about with the current models, LLMs. So roughly speaking, costs, errors, and ability to handle complexity. So nothing really does all of that kind of well. So yet, in pockets, yes, there are things that Neuro-Symbolic AI frameworks are showing it can do better than LMs. I think that's part of what why there's a lot of excitement about Neuro-Symbolic AI, but not everything. So so that's my quick answer. But of course, it's an important question. Where is the in more detail, what is missing? What kinds of opportunities are there in terms of weaknesses of the current neurosymbolic frameworks? So that's a fun discussion I always like to have.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'll just say, Ruzika, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Anybody else, just if there are follow-up questions to that answer, please keep posting them in Discord, LinkedIn, YouTube, and we'll get to them. The next question, Alex, on work is, I'd love to do that work and make it into coherent courses. What's your timeline?
Oh, great. Timeline is now. We want to have like something like a real course. And we're doing a first pass that should be ready maybe within a month, but something we'll actually teach as a course maybe by the next summer, roughly speaking.
Okay, and later in this presentation, just to let everybody know, we will have links.
Yes, and you'll see that I'll call it at least a sequence on the course sequence kind of thing on our website. Hopefully within weeks or within a month. Okay, so our open source.
Sorry, there is one more question appeared just recently. I'm a PhD student currently working on Neuro-Symbolic AI on creating interpretable vision models. I was wondering if there are any postdoc opportunities.
Yes, so email me. This is one of our things. By XAI, I mean explainable AI or interpretable models. So absolutely. So the degree to which we're fund and exactly what we're fund, that's a discussion. So just email me about that. Other questions?
Not yet.
Okay, great. So these two things, these are things that will keep growing, as I was starting to say. So by data science, I mean like your usual analysis of tabular data. So classification, regression. You may have seen in the summer school, we're starting to work on causal ML. So data science is, to me, or when I say that, I mean analysis of tabular data. And later, unsupervised learning, we'll have stuff on that. But for now, supervised learning. And robotics, you may have seen our robotics work, but more generally, this is sequential decision making and lies somewhere in the fusion of RL and planning. Okay. Now, I want to mention this one in particular. This is a new initiative, and we really want to start this from the beginning with the community, larger community, because this will sort of form a very important base for everything. So we're working on a logic language, and this is very important for many reasons. One is it's the way in which domain knowledge will be expressed. So, and we're looking for help on many fronts. One is the programming languages / compiler front, and one is logic, of course, and also just knowledge representation. So we have folks, of course, with all of those kinds of skills, but looking for more, looking for anyone who wants to do research around this and help us flesh this out. Now, and expert developers, of course, and by system, I mean, you could call it the Neuro-Symbolic operating system, or just the substrate underneath that goes down to database. But a lot of things happen here, including computation. Okay, so if you're interested in any of these aspects, let us know. You can reach out to Ken, our VP of Engineering. But in general, the discussion of all of this will be on Discord. Okay. Some other ways to get involved. So we are hiring. Email me. If you're a Neuro-Symbolic AI startup, So part of the mission of the institute is to well, as far as changing the field, it's to help promote commercial success of Neuro-Symbolic AI startups as well. So email here, and what we can help with at a minimum is giving you some airtime in one of our events. You may have seen in the previous summer school, not this last one, but the one before, we had highlighted some startups. So these are generally short talks. So I feel like people are a little bit shy. Startups are shy, either because they're too early, which is understandable, but also maybe by the I've gotten feedback they're intimidated by the high kind of research level of our presentation. So don't worry, if you're a startup, the understanding is a startup talk is about a product. You actually can promote your product, and it doesn't have to be ultra technical, fancy research results. Okay, now we're also ecstatic if you want to donate, including donating your time. So we have a donation button on the website. If you have something large, then email me. Of course, volunteers for our events, helping with our events, is how some of the folks who are with us now full time started. Actually, is they just raise their hand to volunteer, and now we've hired them. Okay, so it all starts with just start doing stuff with us in general. All right, so just so you put some human faces.
And Alex, there is a great question.
Oh, please, yeah.
Olga, do you want to read it? Or do you want me to?
Yeah, sure, I can. Since 2015, only deep neural nets have worked well. CNN, transformers, LLMs. So good model architecture plus lots of training data. Like a beta lesson work. Is it wishful thinking to constrain symbolicness of deep neural net? Alex, before you answer, I'm sorry about my dog. Before you answer, I'm not sure if the author of the question saw our summer school, but we did have Rich Sutton, the author of the beta lesson, speaking in the summer school. But yeah, sorry, Alex, please, your opinion.
Oh, yeah, sorry. This was keying off of the bitter lesson paper.
Yes.
Or writing. Yeah, sorry, what was the exact question again?
Okay, sorry about my comment. Let me read the question again. Since 2015, only deep neural nets have worked well. CNN, transformers, LLMs. So good model architecture plus lots of training data work. Take a beta lesson. Is it wishful thinking to constrain symbolicness of deep neural nets?
Oh, well, so in a way, is symbolicness itself wishful thinking? Is one version of that question. Obviously, we don't think so, but and there are many emerging results showing neuro-symbolic approaches can do better than just pure neural or pure symbolic. So no, I think there's evidence. It's not a pipe dream, but the devil's in the details as far as, I think also in that question is a particular kind of way of doing neurosymbolic, constraining deep learning models to be more symbolic. That's just one of many approaches to how this cloud of ideas, neuro and symbolic. So that could be a good solution. We have, a good approach. We have, many researchers pursuing that in the field. So, but is the whole thing, wishful thinking? Just because the current paradigm has shown a lot of success No, I mean, that if that were true, then we would never have any change in paradigms in the field over decades. Things are always successful until they reach a wall, and then something becomes more successful. So yes, there are great successes of the current paradigm, and that's moved everything forward. Now the question is, can we go beyond that? So, but I'm not sure I totally captured, the spirit of the question. So please, later on Discord, if I didn't address it uh, uh, as you were thinking, then let's discuss more.
Okay, and Alex, also, how do people sign up if they want to present a paper on one of these Wednesday sessions?
Oh, email us. So email at info@centaurinstitute.org. You can also just, in general, if you're not sure who to contact for what, just say something on Discord. We're watching Discord, and we'll tell you who to email. But but yeah, email us basically.
And one thing to mention, thanks, Can, for the note. We will share these slides in Discord.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, let me just put some faces to some of the folks here. We are actual humans, not AIs. So Centaur AI, as we said, is sort of two orgs, and these events are put on by the Institute, but we also help some folks work on the corp side and help the Institute as part of the corp's benefit mission. So I lead both orgs. Olga is a member of technical staff in the corp and director of operations in the Institute. Ken is VP of engineering in the corp, and Joe, VP of growth and marketing in the corp. Okay, so say hi to them if you see them around. Yeah, maybe see the funny picture here of Can. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to Joe. So this is just to show you we're listening. So when we ask for survey results, we're actually trying to learn stuff. So so Joe will present what we found as the results from the survey, what you all said. And then after that, we'll just any comments, suggestions, and in general, not just today, but as we go forward with each of our sessions every Wednesday, jump in with any suggestions about anything in general. All right, take it away, Joe.
Alex, sorry
Yep.
to interrupt. Maybe now or later in the end, do you want to provide an overview how reading group, like general sessions, are going to be organized, like two halves, and like, I mean that there is like presentation half of the reading group, and then there is deeper discussion.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I was trying to get across before. So roughly the first hour will be the talk, or going through the paper, and then we have an hour and a half. So the next 30 minutes will be going through the paper with discussion. So so it's more. It's meant to be. This is part of responding to the feedback that we've gotten many times from our summer schools, which is the summer school is great in that it gives a sort of crash course and snapshot of many things, but there's no time to go deep into things. So that's what the Neuro-Symbolic Wednesday is for, is to go deep. So and even we don't even have to be restricted by half an hour. I at least need to leave probably after half an hour of discussion, but typically, but if the presenter wants to stay and folks are still kind of in the heat of asking questions, we can go longer. So but the idea is, and we'll see if we need an hour more where people really want to get into things, or nobody has questions after 10 minutes. So we'll adapt, but the idea is to really take our time and chew on each of these papers.
And I believe we plan to provide a list of suggested papers, right? That we are going to go over.
Yeah. So this is this is the beginning. We'll post this somewhere more convenient than these slides, this schedule, but there'll be a posted schedule. Sound good? Other questions?
Yeah, I meant to add that if people want to volunteer to present some of the papers that we are going to suggest, you can reach out to us, and we will review all the requests.
Yeah. So start on the Discord channel, but then that in general, if you're not sure who to email, we'll put on there who to email to make proposals. Okay. So Joe, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, and thanks for driving. I don't know how the word participation got wrapped. I mean, on my screen, it was, it looked the whole thing. But so I'm guessing that nobody here was not at summer school, or at least part of it. It's probably not a way to get a quick poll on that, but polling is something I would like to do, like immediate polling on questions. So I guess let's work on that. But for summer school, this was the fourth one, if you don't know, and we consider it a big success, and not just because of the number of people that were there, but just we thought we were able to bring a lot of great minds in this cutting edge topic together. So we decided let's see if everybody else thought it was as good as we thought it was. And yeah, we knew we had to work on some things, but so we sent out a survey. It was 12 questions, and I have the highlights here in the next several slides. Not all 12 questions, but essentially one question, the basic one, was, how was summer school 2025 on a scale of 1 to 10? And the reason I chose 1 to 10 is because I wanted to calculate a net promoter score. And by the way, Alex, Olga, just feel free to interrupt me. I can't monitor the questions coming in, but just feel free to interrupt me. So as far as net promoter score, if you don't know it, generally like brands with a really cult following, there you go, or things that work really well, they have a high net promoter score. We're focused on the 9s and the 10s as promoters. 1 through 6 would be a detractor. We ignore 7 and 8. But what we found is, we did, for this at least, we did better than Apple and Google, but and Netflix are very popular. So maybe we need to compete with them next time. All right. Next question was, which describes you? And by the way, 320, this is representative. We had 325 responses to our survey completely. Which describes you? Now, I would be, my own profession, my own background, it's varied, but I would be in the minority here. But we found that graduate students, AI researcher, AI developer, those were prominent. I probably would fit into startup worker, big company worker. I used to be a data scientist somewhat. So anyway, we just think this is a great way to pull different types of people together with the same goal. They may work on something differently, but we're glad to see the heavy quant representation here. Okay, next slide, please. We've already mentioned earlier today, Olga and Alex have both said ways we can participate, but the question we had is, what are the most appealing ways to participate? So contributing to open source code, joining a research project, those by far and away were the most popular answers. I will say to the people who want, the 17 people, I hope you're here, the ones who want to donate to the institution, please contact me or Alex or anyone. Let us know. And we do accept donations on centaurinstitute.org, and all that money goes back into research for the community. Next slide. Okay, select the answer that best describes your attendance. Okay, we know that it's a 2-day event. It's packed. There's a lot of fervor, a lot of questions and answers. It's hard to even get a break. And Olga, you may have even fallen asleep during day 2. I can't remember but anyway, we wanted to know, like, what did this look like so we can do it better next time. And next slide, Alex. So we found out something that's pretty interesting. Those who attended both days of the event versus those who attended some, that's a pretty much equal population. But to distinguish, availability is more of a driver of attendance than topics and speakers. So what I read from that is, okay, topics and speakers were interesting. They definitely were cutting edge, and we even had the Turing Award winner as our keynote panelist at the end of day 2. But this was pretty interesting because it is a big sacrifice to give up 2 days of work. Next slide. So if you registered and did not attend, why? And 80% of the people did attend all they intended to attend. That's hard to say. But some of them were not able to, and scheduling. Next slide, Alex, please. Scheduling is the unavoidable challenge we have. In short answer form, we understand that a lot of people would prefer a weekend day. So I think that's something we could do for the next summer school or the next bigger event we have. And please do let us know if you have trouble with the live stream. Now we've opened it. We have it on YouTube. We have it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is probably where I would have attended had I not been part of this organization. But please do let us know if you have any difficulties, because we want to get that 10% down to 0. Okay, next slide, Alex. So how was your Discord experience leading up to and during summer school? And now Discord it's very important to us because we have a very active community there, and we want to keep that community engaged. Some of those people maybe go on to GitHub. Some may just float in and out and they participate in LinkedIn. Anyway, a little bit bigger of a spread here versus question 1, how was summer school overall? But really strong performance. I didn't calculate the net promoter score, but next slide, Alex. And I'm not sure if these are all of the words, but we do want an active, vibrant community. We want it to be inclusive, supportive. We want it to be fun. We want it to be informal. We want great minds in there. But, these are people, we're composed of many, many time zones and countries and cultures, and we just want this to be a great community. For future events, which is most appealing? Okay, the answer is tutorials. I can see that. I was a little surprised that business application was a little lower. Case studies. I think that'll happen over time, and as we grow our LinkedIn audience, I think we'd like to welcome in business cases here, because a lot of people know that 95%, according to MIT, 95% of projects fail, or they have failed. A lot of corporations are abandoning them. We think that Neuro-Symbolic represents a great way to improve corporate performance using AI for AI projects. So I think over time, this will be interesting. Next slide, Alex. Also noted, it's not pictured here, but most people, 89%, plan to rewatch sessions they watched, or maybe they missed them and they'll watch them for the first time. And by the way, if it wasn't said, this event is recorded. I'm not sure if we're going to present the whole thing or post it all on the learning site or on YouTube, but we do want to post at least part of it, maybe segments. So yeah. Next slide. Okay, by the way, that was it for the survey. That's all I have to share. But of the thousands of people who signed up and attended, and some of them couldn't attend the whole thing, but we did have over 300 people earning their Neurosymbolic Summer School 4 certificate. Very happy about that, and we hope it pays off in one way or another. I will say that this certificate was inspired by the community. We sourced it, we crowdsourced it, and because of that, we thought, let's do something fun. Next slide, Alex. And by the way, thanks to all who participated in the. We didn't have one winner because there were aspects we liked. We put it together, but thanks for everybody who participated in the art contest for their certificate. But I pulled this just out of my own personal interest. I don't know if anybody. Well, if you're alive in the 70s or 80s or 90s or the 2000s, which is probably most of us, all of us, you no doubt know the artwork of Drew Struzman. He did all the Star Wars. He did Raiders of Lost Ark. He did a lot of posters, and he really, George Lucas is here talking to him. He passed away a couple weeks ago. So in honor of him, I'm saying we are doing a poster contest for the next summer school. Next slide, Alex. I'm not sure what our rules are, but I don't think we want AI art, do we? I think we want human art. But get started now because we're anticipating fierce competition. And really, that's all I have. This is from Delusional Artists, by the way. If anybody follows them on Reddit, I don't mean to be mean, but okay. $400 is a bit much for that. QR code for those who are, sitting with multiple devices here. That brings us to our website where we have the participation places for us. But, Discord, we want people to be really engaged there. GitHub, that's really pretty hardcore for people participating in code. YouTube channel, we'll be posting more and more. I forgot to put up here the learning site, but we're developing that as a deeper engagement video location for learning and study guides. And lastly, LinkedIn, for those joining here on LinkedIn with me, please do participate. So that is all I have, Alex.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Joe. And I'll just leave this up. This is our last slide. And that's it. So any questions, suggestions? What should we do more of, less of? How the reading group will work? Anything at all? Any questions?
Alex, before everyone is thinking about questions, I would like to sum it up quickly.
Yeah.
What to prepare for the next reading group. If you really want to participate in in-depth discussion, it may make sense to read the paper in advance, or at least look through the paper in advance, so that you can participate in the second half. If you're not interested in or don't have time to read the paper in advance, you can always join the first half to see the presentation. And also, if you're interested to present in the future, stay tuned. We're planning to share the list of suggested papers, and you can volunteer to present any of those. And we're planning to have these weekly at this time every Wednesday. So come back for the next Wednesday for the paper that Alex showed before by Abu Saparov.
Thanks, Olga. Yeah, this is every Wednesday, 52 weeks a year in principle, except for holiday weeks. So maybe it'll be 50 or so. Any questions? Anything on Discord?
Just I'll announce to those who are here, looks like Can did conduct a poll in YouTube. Interesting. I was wrong. About half of our audience was not at summer school. So that's great. We're getting new audience, new participants, and I'd love to see that over time grow to, even bigger.
Fantastic. We also toyed, by the way, with the idea of a winter school, but we thought this is actually more, you could also do it in addition to this, but I thought we'd start this first. Any questions, comments? Okay. Well, if there's nothing for now, we'll see you on Discord, and we'll see you in the next meeting next Wednesday. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.